Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the extra part of the Sonic Mania Let's Play. It's quite a long video because there is quite a lot of stuff that it is in Sonic Mania, so let's get through them as best as we can, shall we? So, first of all, as we let the title screen go away, let's kick off with miles tails per hour, shall we? And you can see here he has this cutscene, and look at Sonic, he's wearing the goggles. That, in fact, the goggles are in fact an unused sprite from the original Sonic 1 game. That was supposed to help you breathe underwater, apparently. So yeah, that's how it would have looked if that stayed in the game. And this is Tails' version of the cutscene. It's exactly the same as Sonic's, only Tails' reaction is a little different. Basically here I'm just showing you the differences in Tails' run through, with maybe showing you off a bit of his movesets right here through Green Hill Zone. So let's go through Green Hill Zone and show you his moveset. So you can see here he can still run fast, he can still jump, and he can still do a spin dash, just like he can in Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 and Knuckles. But unlike Sonic 2, as in Sonic 3, but just like in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Tails can actually fly. And he actually has a new flying sprite for flying. I think I show it off when I get to the other side of this loopy-loop. Yep, here we go. See, you can now fly, so I can now get to other areas with ease now. Which is very good. And it allows me to get through certain objects or obstacles with a bit of ease. Say like this swing right here. Instead of me using the platform, I can just fly over and easily get this power up here, even though I just fell on the spikes like a dunce. But it can also allow me to, even though despite me getting invincibility, I can easily just fly right across this, which is very good. Now the cutscene for the transition into Chemical Plant Zone. Tails didn't even look like he was looking at what Eggman and these hard-boiled heavies were doing. And unfortunately, his animation for the drip hitting him is quite boring. Although there was a scrapped animation that he would have used his tails to fan his head to dry him off. I really wish they kept that because it looked quite interesting. And of course, that was Tails' version of the boss fight with Chemical Plant Zone. That was just showing what he looks like when he's piloting it. Now the special stages. This is Tails' sprite. Certainly does look like a kid running around, eh? I must point this out thanks to another YouTuber making a video of this. If you're wondering, it's a guy called A+Star. He does a series of low poly, where he literally goes and explores the models of these of games. He very recently, in between part 8 and this part, or should I say, in between the second version intro video I did and this part, he uploaded a video explaining these models. These are obviously not the same ones ripped from Sonic R. They in fact have a lot more, shall we call it, they call them tries, which is basically just triangles that help make up the model. It has a lot more tries than the Sonic R model. I'll say that. So yeah. So you may be wondering, what's Tails' reward for getting all the Chaos Emeralds? There weren't rewards for them in the last two games. Well, there is one. We can use Super Tails. Only difference is, no Flicky Army of Death. Unfortunately, he does not have the Flicky Army of Death. He's just invincible and he can run and he can move faster, but he cannot fly any faster. He can't gain altitude any faster, which is quite annoying. I would have liked it if his speed did change a little. But he can move, but he can fly across the screen further, so we can fly a greater distance, just not a greater height at speed. And I'm pretty sure he does tire out, even though I don't usually fly when he's in super mode. because I'm under the impression that he does get tired out. So yeah, that's this is Super Tails. What more can I say? He's invincible just like the other two, and he can run faster. Not much I can say. Would we have seen his flicky army of death? Well, from what I've heard, the Super Emerald that we saw cracked up when in Knuckles' Hidden Palace Zone, apparently the Super Emeralds were going to be in this, might have been in this game. So, and unfortunately they were scraps. So, I don't know, maybe we would have seen Hyper Tails and he would have used the flicky army of death, who knows? And unfortunately I missed the blatant life that was right to the left of me right there, and I just remembered there's a life there, so I fly back up to get it. Very useful feature, Tails flying. There. As I do say so myself. And of course, when you get to the boss fight, if you're Super Tails, this boss can become a complete joke. As you can see right here. He's about to bring out the sun attack, but I destroy him, no problemo. Just before Tails tires out. And this is Tails' frozen animation right here. He does look cold in there. Just before we move on, you may have noticed the screen in the background. That was to coincide with the. You remember when I did the thoughts video about the 25th anniversary celebration? Apparently that sound was plaguing the stream, and they decided to add it into the game. And the date it says on that no signal screen is the date of the of that stream. You see there, we saw the transition from Press Garden to Speed Highway. Tails can swim but can still tire out, unlike Sonic 4. Stardust Speedway, sorry, not Speed Highway. I don't know why, but I find this amusing, the fact that you just move left and right, the sprites. You can make the sprite do like this sort of thing. I don't know why this is so amusing. Why is this so amusing to me? I don't know why. And I just spent a little while just playing around with it. And I make Tails do like yeah. I'm easily amused. Don't judge me. Trust me, you'd probably do the exact same thing if you wanted to figure out all the things you could do with this. See? Maybe do it to the music or something. I don't know. And of course, Tails is in piloting the Egg-O-Matic in the boss fight. And of course, because I'm super, the bombs have no effect. But Eggman's just still as pathetic even when you're out of rings. So yeah. Meanwhile, Mirage Loon Zone Act 1. We're back on the plane. So Sonic is piloting in his goggles, and Tails is clearly not amused with your magic trick. That's idle animation's probably my funniest, especially if you time it right. And of course the 3D animation, the 3D sort of animation of it with the plane going up and down. You can make it look like he's Sonic struggling to keep the plane steady. Tails of course can fly, and Sonic will be under there to catch him if he tires out. But Mirage Loon Zone exactly the same, no matter. Mirage Loon Zone Act 1 is exactly the same no matter who you're piloting, whether it's Sonic or Tails. Obviously it's different for Knuckles because he got sniped off the plane. So yeah. Still love the music for this zone. It does sound like you're flying through a cowboy style desert. Like a cowboy. Because it's the kind of cowboy theme. But then again, it is a saloon, like a cowboy saloon, so yeah. I would have liked probably, if not a flying level, a ground level with this sort of background. I would have loved it. but I don't mind the flying levels. It's quite interesting. And of course, over in Metallic Madness Zone, nothing new in them. If I skip zones, it's because there's nothing really to show you. And of course here, this Tails is small sprite, and of course his action on the boss fight. You know something interesting? I never realised. All the robots come out at like they'll come out at a set, like you know, at a set pattern. It'll be left, right, left, right, left, right, and everything. But with the arrangements, they're random each time. So you'll either get just 2 AMAs or 3 AMAs or whatever. They'll spread them out. So it's like nothing exactly the same. So say like I got these 2 AMAs quite quickly, whereas you might get the 2 AMA bombs on the last 2 turns of the dial. If you get what I'm saying. And of course, because I'm super, they can't lay a finger on me. So that's it. Let's just blow him up. I still don't know why Eggman still comes down, and it's just me give him a bigger fall. I like the gimmick. The last hit, you just turn the dial again and he falls out. Which is interesting. And then it's the final boss as well. As Tails. I thought I'd just show you off as well. And Tails is not impressed by the final boss. Now it's possible if you can hit him fast enough. I'll point this out. If you can hit him fast enough, if you don't mind taking hits and losing range, you can take him out fast enough where you interrupt his pattern. So you remember where he teleports you to one of the hard-boiled heavies, like this one right here. If you hit him if you hit him a lot of times, you'll interrupt his pattern and you'll reset the pattern. Which means if you hit him quick enough, he won't go to he won't be taken to a hard-boiled heavy. The most hard-boiled heavies I've gotten through is the 3rd one where we get Houdini again. I've never gotten past the 4th because I've beaten him quickly enough. Because once you take the first electric wire out, he should be an absolute joke. So I've never gotten to the 3rd. I've never gotten to the 4th hard-boiled heavy. So I've seen, you know, the first one with the missiles. I've seen this guy with the Saw Blade star, ninja star thing, which is well easy to avoid. Houdini has cups and he'll try and hide them around. If you don't stand in under the cup he is, when he appears, you're gonna get blasted by lasers. So that's one wire, and that's now the 2nd wire gone. Goes and fires his missiles. Oh, that's hardly fair. He didn't jump down. That was hard. That wasn't hard. That was hardly fair. He's supposed to come down to do his electric thing, like that. But for some reason, he hit up there, making it harder for me to hit. So you can see here, he isn't taking me to the hard-boiled heavy. His pattern got reset there, and I've been able to beat him. So yeah, that's so that's how you beat the boss. So that's the boss's fight as Tails. He still does the funny crack open an egg animation, and then Tails makes his escape with Sonic piloting the vehicle, and we blast off away from the explosion. Because cool guys don't look at explosions. I'm just before we move on from Tails. When you do the Sonic and Tails partnership, you can actually use Tails to fly you up to animation. Now you could do this in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but you had to have a partner helping you, so you had to have a 2nd player controlling Tails. But here, you can just use one controller. Basically, you hold up and jump. Tails will then jump and start flying. Well, you have to hit the jump in midair to get Tails flying. And then you have to try and jump into his arms. As you see here, Tails... Sonic must be heavy because Tails is struggling. And then when Tails tires out, you can't hold him any longer. Jeez, Sonic, go on a diet. Lose that pot belly. And maybe Tails won't have such a hard time of carrying you. Anyways, it's now time to show off the time attack mode. So you can see there's a time attack thing over here. And you can control one of the 3 characters, and I'm going to show off a zone. I'm going to show off each character going through a zone. As you can see here, every zone, bar the final boss and the extra boss, are in this. Well, but not every act. Mirage Saloon Zone Act 1 for Sonic and Tails, you can see here, cannot be selected. And the point of this, well, as soon as you pass this that sign right there, the timer starts, and now it's time to get to the end. And before you ask, no boss fights are in this time attack mode. So it's basically get to the point, get to where the boss would normally be, and get across the finish line as fast as you can. Now I probably could have been going a little bit faster than I actually am, but you know, this kind of zone is not one I've normally speedrun. A normal speedrun Green Hill zone. But since I've already done Green Hill, I thought I'd tackle a new zone anyways. I just thought I'd tackle a new zone. So yeah, it's just basically get through any zone, so but in this case, get through Mirage Saloon Act 2 as fast as I can. And unfortunately, yeah, watch out for all the bad nicks, because they can still hurt you and disrupt your progress. At least I can use the guns to help me speed through places. For how much good that gun was worth. I'm not sure getting you an extra, if you can get an extra life in this place. I mean, you've got 1 life, that's all you've got. But I don't know if you can get extra lives in this place. Of course, I'm speeding through it, so I'm not really collecting much rings, to be honest. And we recognise this bit. This is the last bit before the goal. And just like that, I complete the zone in 1 minute, 27 seconds, and 62 milliseconds. Not a bad time in all things considered, but I imagine I could probably go a bit faster. So yeah, now let's head through Green Hill Act 1 as Tails. Now, I do post a time here, but as you can see here, I make a stupid moment occasionally. So I could go a bit faster in Green Hill Zone if I wanted. If I go back to it and tackle it again, I could go faster. But yeah, you could use the character's abilities to help you get the best time. So Sonic's drop dash is quite good. Tails' flight can be quite good as well to get you across a gap, like this gap coming up right here. I can get across here. Somehow I managed to destroy that chomper with my tails. Fly across here without slowing down much. And then get down here quickly. Use the slope to spin. Use the slope to my advantage, as well as I do there. Forget there's a spring. I forgot there was a spring under there, so lost time. And 54 seconds. Not bad. Could probably go a bit faster though. Who knows, maybe 50 seconds I could get. Oh, we'll see. You can see there, not a bad time all things considered. Well, let's head through Knuckles' Act 1 and see how fast I can beat his one. Well, I obviously have Knuckles' gliding ability to my advantage. So much good as it's worth. And I try and, you know, glide across obstacles to help get the best time. Unfortunately, I lost a bit of time there. And I'm losing more time. See, I make mistakes, but I wasn't gonna keep retrying until I got a complete perfect run. Man, I'm just getting hit everywhere. This is why I don't normally speedrun, because I'm not normally good at speedruns. Hey, this That kind of level design looks familiar. Looks like something from Palm Tree Panic. Come on, Knuckles. You're supposed to be fast. You're supposed to be wise and fast. Well, why did I say wise? You're supposed to be dumb and fast. You're not supposed. You're not supposed to chuckle. Come on. See, as you can see there, I'm way slower than Tails. Tails this time, but I think it's because this zone is a little bit larger than Tails' run. So, 1 minute 24, that's not a bad time to be honest. I could go quicker. I could go quicker if I didn't hit all. I could have been quicker if I didn't hit all those badniks and that. So yeah.
New record.
Well, that's a new record. I haven't shot another time with Knuckles. So yeah. Which I could show you where I would be on the leaderboard, but it's prone to crashing the game. Yeah. So anyways, let's go to the to have a look at the extras of Sonic Mania. You see there's an extra menu, and we can do all this bunch of stuff. So first off, let's tackle Blue Spear. Now this Blue Spear, these Blue Spears are ripped from the Blue Spear minigame. I mean, if I've not told you before, if you locked on Sonic 1 onto Sonic and Knuckles, or a non-compatible game to Sonic and Knuckles, you get a no way screen. If you pressed A, B, C and start, you'd unlock the Blue Spear minigame, in which case you could play millions of these things. And this is what these are. These Blue Spears are the Blue Spears from that minigame. However, they have made some new ones. As I'm trying to, this is me having a good crack at this. I've never played this one before, so yeah. And remember, and I did say, I did recognize a couple. Every single special stage used in the game, you know, in the main counterpart, to get those gold medals that unlock these. Yeah, I should explain that. The gold medals that you can, the medals you can collect in the bonus stages in the actual game, yeah, and you have to have a save file for this. You cannot get them when you don't have a save file. You have to have a save file to get these. You have to use it in a save file to get these special stages. So if you get all the medals, you'll unlock stuff like this. You'll unlock Blue Spear. You'll unlock some extra things that I'll also show off. Everything from this point onwards is unlockable from Blue Spear, from the Blue Spear bonus stage. And basically, and I messed up. But basically, if you get the silver medals, you'll unlock a few things. But if you perfect every single one of them, you'll unlock everything in the game. Now these, however, if you select Mania for Blue Spear, these are brand new. These are brand new, built from the ground. These are brand new with new gimmicks. So now we have these green spears that will turn into blue spears, and you have to hit them once to turn them into blue spear, and you cannot loop around the green spear, otherwise it will not count. Purple spears teleport you around the place. So if I ran into that purple spear, I'd have been teleported to another place. Or is it a pink sphere? I don't know. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting. Yeah, and of course it makes you think occasionally how you're supposed to deal with some of these ones. Like, maybe hit the green ones first before making the loop to get the rings. Might be a good idea. And yeah. Just trying to make sure I get a perfect in this stage. Now I need to find where the last blue spears that I'm turning to rings are. It's the ones I'm looking for. Where are you? No, I don't want these ones. If I get those ones, oh, there they are. And there's a ring right there as well. And you may notice, it may be hearing over my voice, there is a bit of a sound delay. I do not know what has caused that. I think it was my capture device or my editing software, but for some reason the sound is delayed, so you're gonna have to deal with it. And I'm gonna have to deal with it also in the editing process. So yeah. But yeah, you will get medals for these, but these won't count for anything because you've already got the medals for the stuff. And anyways, that's the blue spear. Next up, Mean Bean. And it's basically the Mean Bean, similar to the Mean Bean boss fight, and you got difficulties. So if you like the Mean Bean boss fight from Chemical Plant Zone, you can come here and play it. And I know I selected level 1, but I just wanted to show, I was just trying to show this off really quickly. And yeah. Who knows, maybe with the help of this I can practice and maybe let's play Mean Bean Machine some point down the road. To wait and see. Because I've got a lot more things to get through before I think about another, like, a puzzle game to let's play. You can see here I really messed up my opponent right there with a double combo. We're getting two at once. But yeah, this has the same gimmick from Mean Bean Machine. I think it's called Puyo Puyo, I believe, the game itself. You know, the idea of this, it's called Puyo Puyo. But originally there was a Mean Bean Machine thing for Eggman. So yeah. So, but there's not much to blame about it. It's kind of a multiplayer puzzle thing, like similar to Tetris, as I get a 2-point combo here. And there is an achievement with this game type. You have to get a 3-tier combo. So you have to like get one. When that one goes away, it forms another combo, and then when that one goes away, it forms a third combo. If you do that, you'll get an achievement in the game, and I have got it. So yeah. In both the PS4 and PS4 and PC version, I've got that achievement. And there is also achievement for getting through Titanic Monarch Act 1 without getting hit. I have done that also. It's a pain in the backside, I'll say that. It's not easy, but I've done it. There's a few achievements I haven't got, like getting all the medals, gold or silver. Those are 2 achievements. Getting to a secret sub. There is a secret sub in Ocean Zone, and I didn't record it for some reason. Hey, I haven't recorded that yet. I just realised, and I've edited up the 2 extra parts. So maybe I'll make a bonus. Maybe I'll make a bonus extra video to get to show you what the secret sub is. So yeah. I'll probably post it at the same time as one of the other. Either I'll upload it. It's either gonna get uploaded with this one or uploaded with after the extra part 2, after the second part of the second extra video I'm making for this. But yeah, it's the Mean Bean Machine. It's the best of 3, and if you can win 2 matches, well, obviously you win because it's the best of 3. And if you win 2, he can't beat you, so the game is over. It's a good mod, and of course you can play this with multiplayer. So if you've got a friend who's interested in maybe a game like this, you can have a go with them. And just like that, I beat the computer 2-0. And of course, you do have a wonderful. You have the DA Garden, which is the sound. You can listen to the soundtrack. All the songs in the game, whether it be you know, like Studiopolis, or maybe even some of the jingles like the Act Clarity, Visibility, Supersonic, maybe even the Continue Countdown theme, because continues do return in the non-save side of if you play a game with no save feature. And here's another feature of the save. In Sonic 3 and Knuckles had the save feature. It saved your lives and continues, but Sonic Mania does something a little bit extra. Not only does it save your lives and your progress and of course your emeralds, it also saves your points. so you can like have a high, so you can show you what kind of score you have in that save feature. Level select is in the game, but I'll explain it later. I didn't. For some reason, I thought I had recorded it, but for some reason it did not. I've lost the footage for that. But don't worry, I'll show you when I get to it. I'll show you. I'll use that to make when I go for the secret sub. That'll just be a video without me talking, basically. And of course, you can listen to a lot of good themes like, you know, Studiopolis, Oil Ocean Act 2, Lava Reef Act 2, and all the jingles basically. And I'm just playing it in the background just to show you can listen to some of the tracks. So yeah. We're not far away from forces now, aren't we? We are so not far away from forces. We're really getting to this strive where we're getting box arts and all that bits and bobs. Although we're still probably a couple of months away from it. I'm hearing a November release date, which is basically when I thought it was going to be. So no surprises there. I thought it would be November when it came out. So yeah, I'll get it out in November. Which is fine by me, because that's when, as I said, when these recent Sonic games, I think Colors came out in November, I know Generations came out in November, I know Lost Worlds came out in November, as did Sonic Boom. Although, yeah. Although, I was annoyed with Sonic Boom's release date. America got it a week before we did. And then when we got Sonic Boom, they got Smash Brothers, which was really annoying. So they got Smash Brothers a week before we did. Certainly helped me, because then I could work out budgeting and that. And that was the countdown theme you just heard. Sonic Mania Secrets. Now these can only be played in the no save function. So, you go into Mania mode, as I do any second. I should be going into Mania, but there we go. Don't know why there was a big lull there. But yeah, go to no save function, and you notice there's a button with the triangle button saying secrets. Here you can unlock these three modes. So let's start off with Debug Mode and kick off with Sonic. Basically, what can I do? Well, it's Debug Mode, so I can basically place anything on the screen. And also these circles there tell the game when the Sonic model is supposed to be either in the foreground or the background. Okay, so you get the gist of things. So I can place down a whole bunch of rings, as I am doing, and make like one big tube of one big ring tube that just does weird things. I don't know, I can't remember what the limit is for rings, but there is quite a high limit, because Debug Mode will then start to unspawn some stuff. It's like, if you've got a whole bunch of stuff down and then say you try to spawn a bunch of rings, some rings will despawn when you come out of Debug Mode. So you can make this whole bunch of rings. I made a huge chunk there. I can put boxes down, I can put badniks down, I can put bits of scenery down. Put obviously the signpost down, end it now. I can also put giant rings down. So I can make a huge wave of giant rings here. And what do they do? These ones do? Well, it just gave me the 50 rings. So now I've maxed out on rings. They don't take me to a special stage, but yeah, I can chuck down badniks and all stuff. But I can also put down a wrecking ball, the wrecking ball thing. And they can roll as well. And I think they can destroy other badniks as well, and you can move them about as well. As you can see there, look, I was moving them. I was moving a couple of them when I was standing on it. For some reason that one there is not budging, even though it should be budging. So then I go over to the right, just to show you that you can roll these. like I am there. See how they were rolling? So you can make these roll about easily enough. Well, when I say easily enough, you have to kind of do a kind of magician jug. You have to do like a, you know, circus kind of thing with this. So let's go over here and just have a look at some of the badniks. Remember those ink hoppers things from Press Garden? Well, they were an unused badnik in the classic Sonic games. Can't remember which one. And you can actually spawn down the original, and you spawn down a whole bunch of them. So it looks like a big wave of them. And of course you can jump up and get a big combo, and then because of that get a couple of lives from it. And I spent a good while mucking around with it, and look at all the lives I've got just from the score. Now it's time to, and for the boxes, I can spawn every box that is in the game. So I can do the ring box, I can do the normal shield, the elemental shields, the extra lives, the invincibility box, the speed shoes. And when I say the extra lives, I meant the Sonic extra life, the Tails extra life, and the Knuckles extra life, as well as an Eggman monitor. I just placed Eggman monitor over here. You can get the blue ring. You can get some stuff that we get in 2-player mode that are just like the one in Sonic 2. So the 2 arrows swap the 2 players around, and of course you got a mixture box, which will be anything. And by the way, the extra live boxes, even despite me being Sonic, the Tails and Knuckles ones still work. And of course the S monitor lets me turn into just automatically turn them into Supersonic when I hit it. It's a debug only monitor. It was in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and it's now here. So yeah, and because of my rings, I ain't losing Supersonic anytime soon. And look, I just go and show you the extra lives, and then notice Sonic still has his after image of Supersonic because I whiz around, and you can move really, really fast. And look, I just go and show you, no matter who you are, you can still get the other extra lives from the other 2 boxes. And with the rings, you can, well, make some shapes and make some, and then draw some letters. So you can see here, I'm gonna try and put some initials down with the rings. Unfortunately, I'm putting way too many down for this one letter, because the rings are gonna start spawning in a minute. You'll see anytime soon. Maybe if I didn't make this part, so maybe if I just showed off the main part of the debug mode thing, I probably wouldn't be talking as much, and maybe this video wouldn't be as long. Hey ho, you all make mistakes. We all make mistakes, and we all learn from our mistakes. So I'll learn from when I do an extra video to do something like that, to not do something this big again. Hey ho, we're near the end of the video anyways. So I make a T. Can you guess what I'm trying to make? And this is where I notice the rings are despawning. So then I just take up all the rings, and I try one last time to make the initials. So I start with a T, this time spawning not as many rings. Then I move on to the next letter. Can you guess what I'm trying to make? What letter am I making here? An A. So we've got a T and we've got an A. Can you guess what I'm making yet? So if you can guess what the 2 letters are, what do you think? So If you think what this letter thing could be, what do you think I'm making now? So we got a T, we got an A, and now we have a G. T-A-G, what's that say? What's that in the initials for? Yours truly, the Autistic Gamer. So you can make stuff like this in debug mode with the mess around with the rings. So yeah. So we've got a whole bunch. So debug mode, you can make a whole bunch of stuff with the rings, which is quite fun. We can gather up all the rings. So I'm just gathering up my letters. Next up in the secrets is Sonic's abilities. So if we set it to CD, what abilities will we get? Well, all it gives us is it replaces the drop dash with the super peel out if we use it. If we use CD moveset, it doesn't give us the poor spin dash, thank God, but it gives us a super peel out. Just like that. So if you want to play this game, if you didn't fancy the drop dash in your main game, well, once you unlock this feature, use it getting a couple of the medals, you can use it. Or if you're a fan of Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Sonic, you can get the Insta Shield. So there you go. So the Insta Shield replaces the drop dash, which really helps out in certain spots, like trying to hit badniks. Makes it a little bit easier. Unfortunately, I can't use the Insta Shield when I have invincibility going. And no, I'm not going to show off every bonus stage in the game. I've shown you that there are bonus. I showed you that there were the bonus stages, but I'm not showing off every single one of them. Cause it'll take me quite a while. But yeah, you can use the Insta Shield to help you get certain things, like if you think you're gonna hit a badnik, or you're gonna land without hitting the badnik, and the badnik's gonna hit you, you can use the Insta Shield to get that extra reach and hit him before he hits you, or whatever. And of course, just like in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, the Insta Shield certainly helps when you're fighting a boss, like this, the two pendulum ones, like this one. Because when one's on a spike, if you time your Insta Shield right, you can still hit some. And of course hit the one that's up high. And yeah, just like that. What's that? The part's ending? But there was one more feature I didn't show off in the secrets. Yeah, that's right. There's that third feature. I'm saving that one for its own part. All the next extra part to... let's start it again. Everything in the next extra part is all about that feature. So yeah, I'll see you then, shall I? I'm the Autistic Gamer, and I'll see you all for part 2 of the Sonic Mania extra videos. See you then. Or Sonic Mania extra part 2. There we go. That's a better name for it. See you then.